Balls. Yes, there we go. I said balls so loud the fucking camera went out of focus. Balls. Balls, cunt, cocksucker balls, motherfucking fuck you. Yeah, there we go. All right, everybody out of the room now. Yeah, that's right. If you do not like adult language, get the fuck out of this video. Because nothing but some white trash all-stars cutting cardboard here, motherfucker. YouTube. How did that get there? Oh, jeez, so he's sneaking down. How did that get there? Yo! So, you know what day today is, because you guys saw the little thumbnail thing. Today is the day. Today is going to be a very interesting day. Speaking of interesting, if you see this golden / borderline green amber ale that I am pouring right now, this is from Sweetwater Brewing Company, and I made a post on my Instagram about it, because this stuff right here smells like straight dank. And by dank, I mean the devil's lettuce. I mean, no surprisingly, it says 420 strain on there. Yeah, but they ain't fucking around, bro. This stuff smells like straight chronic. I am not a smoker, although I support anybody who is. I just never got into it. I was a little more of a speed demon, if you know what I mean. But this stuff, whoa, this stuff is intense. Doesn't taste like weed. Kind of a little bit in the back. It's great beer, actually, but it's like, fuck me, is this shit like, wow. Don't drink that and go to the airport. I mean, if they're even open anymore, right? So, let's see so we can see my beautiful face here. There we go. All right, so this weekend, come on, focus, focus. There we go. This weekend, what are we doing? Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. So, let me give a quick shout out. Let me preface this video like I always do. I want to say thank you, obviously, to Vinny, to Pete, to Mark Tudor, to Caleb, to the Lawn Ranger, to my boy Kurt, who's been helping the entire community out with all this PMI and Rockwell testing, and a gentleman by the name of Antec7. He's on Instagram as that. He just sent me a fucking metric ton of knives. I've got so many. Mr. Johnwell, Mr. M. Johnwell, your knives will be in the fucking mail on Monday. Come hell, high water. I went down there last Saturday, last Saturday when I thought I was going to send them out, and the post office closed at 12:30, and I got there like 12:33, I think, which I'm pretty sure I remember I'd done that once before, but I thought it closed at 1:30. I don't know why. But I will get those knives out to you nice and sharp. That's another thing. Yeah, guys, if I ever am getting ready to send you a knife and it takes me an extra week to get it to you, it's only because you guys are nice enough to send me them. Come on, focus, come on. There we go. If you guys are nice enough to send the knives to me to use and to test, the least I can do is send them back to you fully insured and sharp when you get them. So that's why between doing the test and like regular fucking life and work, sharpening for the test and things like that, I have to make time to get your knives fucking sharp, because I would feel like total shit sending you a knife that wasn't sharp. You know what I mean? That's just shitty. You guys are helping me out. So yeah. So today, as you saw by the thumbnail, thanks to Mr. Caleb for loaning me this knife right here. This is the Sprint Run Spyderco Para 3 in the earth brown G10. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is, can we see it? Come here. Where is it at? Come on. Do it. Can you see? We focus. God fucking damn it. There we go. S35vn. Right here. Like I said, if you're wondering, I didn't say it yet. I was thinking it in my head. If you're wondering why I'm doing everything left-handed, it is because I have gashed my finger again for the third time in as many weeks on closing flipper frame locks. I used to laugh when they said that the thing about the compression lock and the axis lock was that you didn't have to put your fingers in the path of the blade. Like, who the fuck actually gets cut? Yeah, well, in the last 3 weeks, I've cut the exact same part of my finger off, closing flippers and closing frame and liner locks. And the other guy for the test is right here, the one, the only, Chris Reeves, 25, in, well, it doesn't say it on the blade, but this is an S35vn, according to the card. Yes, this is a highly anticipated, highly requested video. A lot of the fanboys out there, you know who you are, the CRKs and the Spyderco guys, wanting to see what's going to happen. Because, I mean, as we all know, S35vn, along with S30V, was basically pioneered, more or less, but it was It came to fruition because of Mr. Chris Reeves. So hypothetically, he should do the best job with it, right? We'll see. And here's Spyderco's. Everybody wants to see this one because, you know, I remember seeing a thing on Instagram where I think it was Blade HQ or Knife Center was like talking about, made a post about why S30, one of their guys says S30V or some knife maker says it's still a premium steel. And they got a lot of backlash for that because I think a lot of us in the knife community are kind of sick and tired of this S35vn thing. In my experience, and I think a lot of other guys, it doesn't seem any better than S30V. In some cases, it seems worse. But they keep nailing it down, you know, trying to shove it down our throats that it's an upgrade. So today we're going to find out. I already have tested a Para 3 and S30V multiple times, so we know what the numbers are on that. And here so we got this guy right here. It's a pretty knife. My thing, what I would ask Spyderco is, depending on how, I don't care if this cuts as well as S30V. I want to know why, at least in 2018, I know there was a slight price hiccup, but why this knife in black G10 and S30 is $129, and this knife with brown G10 and S35 is $149. I really want to know what the extra fucking $20 is. I don't know. Is brown dye that much more expensive than black dye? I don't know. But yeah, that's my thing. So yeah, I am not a huge fan of S35vn. I love this knife. This knife came in 20 CV, like a heat treated 20 CV, or hell, even a well done S30V. I'd be fucking stoked. I mean, Chris Reeves, maybe M4. I don't know. Maybe that can happen. But anyway, there we go. Don't break him, Steve. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. So real quick, let me touch on two things. One, Manly Knives. I had an incident with Manly Knives where I ordered a knife from them, and the knife came in twice as thick as advertised. My Manly Knives was 16 thousandths behind the edge. Not the advertised 8 thousandths behind the edge. I made a post about it and hit him. I DM'd him on Instagram, and the gentleman Lubo, who's the representative, was nothing shy of extraordinary with me. Not only did he offered originally to have me send it back to him, and they'll either refund my money or send me a new one and replace it. I told him that's not even necessary. Other than the blade thickness, because I wanted it for a test I'm going to do later this week. The knife was fine, and I really liked the knife. And that if he could just cherry pick me one and measure it and make sure it was 8 to 10 thousandths behind the edge, I would just buy another one because I'm fine with that. They were on a flash sale and they weren't that expensive. And then he turned around and took it a step further, and he then said he doesn't have any black ones, but he has one in orange, and it's a newer model. Where they worked on having the blade, I guess, recessed further in there. So I remember Michael Christie having that issue when he sharpened it a few times, him being able to kind of catch the tip because it didn't recess far enough into the G10. And there was some blade wrapping, I guess, was happening with the knife on the studs. But he had a newer one, and he would simply just send it to me free of charge and then just said, hey, you can maybe give away the one you got now or donate some money to the National Forestry Foundation. I did both. I donated, I think, 10 or 15 bucks to the National Forestry Foundation. And they do that because this year, a dollar from every single knife they sell will be going to the National Forestry Foundation, which I think is fucking awesome for them to be doing that, basically unannounced. The only reason why anybody here probably knows about it is because I'm saying it. So yeah, so I did that, and then I'm also going to take that Manly knife, sharpen it up, get it sharp, and then I'm going to figure out a way. Maybe Outpost 76 or somebody out there. You guys have done these giveaways before with like the number generator. I don't know how you guys do it, so if one of y'all can hit me up, let me know how you do it, and then I'll do one of those. We'll do like a giveaway, and then I can give that knife away, and then again, everything other than it being that thin behind the edge. The knife is in perfect working order and is phenomenal. I even took it apart and threw some grease on it, and it's smooth as shit, and it's a great knife. I just need it for the test. I needed it to be that thin because I really wanted to try it out. And we'll talk about it more when I get into that test. And one more other thing I wanted to touch on real quick. Okay, I keep having a couple guys tell me that I guess they don't listen, but every knife goes through the same progression, which is a DMT coarse, DMT fine, and then a 1 micron strop on leather with 10 passes per side. 10 this way, 10 this way, right? Okay. I do this to make sure the edges are all consistent, okay? So I don't go by time or go by what a lot of people are suggesting is that I do what Michael Christie does in his, and is go by hair whittling. Now, that's Michael Christie's thing. That's why I don't do it. Now, I'm not arguing that taking it to hair whittling isn't good or bad. It's just another data point. But guys seem to think that if I take it to hair whittling, that they'll both be at the same level of sharpness, which they may be, but the edges would be very different. I'm not going for optimal edges right now. What I'm going for is the same edge that's around as optimal as I can get it. So, for example, I could take this knife and I could run it extra coarse all the way through extra fine, 1 micron strop, and have it hair whittling. Or I could then take the same knife and then run it DMT fine, 1 micron, and whittle it all, and strop it all the way up until it gets to hair whittling. Will the edges be both hair whittling? Yes. Will they be the same? No. One's going to be vastly different than the other. So that's the reason I don't go by that. And that because Michael already does it. He already took that. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna take his shit. That's his shit. He does it. So for all of you guys that say that if I took it to hair whittling, you would know that they were all at the same level of sharpness. Okay, well, how about this? All my knives are hair shaving at the beginning of the tests. Like, duh. So there you go. You know they're all at that level of sharpness. So yeah, the whole fucking hair whittling being a better barometer than hair. I mean, maybe you didn't think about that. I don't know, than hair shaving. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that real quick. All the edges in these test videos are all exactly the same. They're by the same guy. Same. I checked the edge angles are all at 15 degrees. So yeah. Touche. I don't know if anybody actually thought about that when they say that to me. Like, you realize all the knives are hair shaving sharp at the beginning, right? So it just seems weird. So anyway, real quick stats. The Para 3 is right here at 15 degrees per side where I'm going to be doing the cutting. It's 25 thousandths behind the edge. And this guy right here, the Sebenza, the tank, is actually right here. Where I'll be cutting 32 thousandths behind the edge. It is pretty fucking thick, but these knives are kind of always ran that thick. So yeah, it's a much thicker blade than this one. How much that'll affect the performance, I'm not sure. That's why I want to get that manly that's 8 thousandths behind the edge, because that's going to be part of the next test that I do with that Nitro V and 14C28N. So yeah, sharpening, both these knives are similar. I'll tell you right now, and I even resharpened this after I got off the phone with Sharp Thinking, because it felt so different. The edges on both these knives feel like two totally different knives. The edge on this s35vn on this one is far less aggressive than what's on this guy right here. This edge is much more aggressive, has much more bite to it. It deburred. They both deburred well, but this one just feels like a totally different edge. This edge feels much, almost like a higher grit, much less aggression on the edge. I don't know what that means right now. We'll see. They both deburred well, so I can only assume that they're both had a decent heat treat. I do have a picture. I'll see if I can put it up. Not of this particular one, but of Kurt Rockwell testing a S35 Para 3 like this, exact same one, exact same. I mean, not the same one, but same steel and everything. On a Rockwell, I believe, 59 HRC. So, and this is supposed to be between 58 and 60, I think, or 58 and 59 HRC. That's what the birth card says. So hypothetically, come on, both these knives should be at around the same Rockwell as well. So here we go. Without further ado, let's piss some people off and see what S35vn does to the testing. All right, all right, all right. And now we go into the working edge. For those of you who are new, same edge as before, same 1-inch section. It will no longer now shave hair, but it will still cut paper against the grain. So I'm going to continue to cut cardboard until it will no longer cut paper against the grain. Cool. And here we go. Man, oh fuck me, yeah, we've gone from beer and we're going to bourbon. That's where we're going right now, because this is just oh man, you know what, man, I think this is where I retire. It's been a good run. I hit 1,000 subs. Thank you, everybody. I think I'm gonna take my hat off and ride into the sunset. Bow out gracefully while I can. Oh man, oh this test, oh fuck this test. Fuck this test. All right, so if you guys saw at the beginning of the video, I said something about Kurt's picture, and I think I'm trying my best to put it up there. I definitely went back and looked at it, and he had tested one of these Para 3s, an s35vn, and it was 59.5 Rockwell. I can assume, I'm gonna assume, because I'm not gonna have this one tested because it's not mine, that they're sprint runs, so they might be from the same batch or around the same batch. So maybe this one's at 59.5 HRC. And Chris Reeves claims his are between 58 and 60. I went and checked the birth date on that one, and it was 58 to 60 is what they were claiming. Yeah, so you'll also recall in the beginning of this video me saying I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm going to hurt some fanboy feelings. I'm going to hurt my feelings. I'm not hurting anyone's feelings but my own here. Look, man, it's if you've watched this channel for the last few months that I've been doing it, I am no stranger to being wrong. I have no problem drawing a line in the sand and telling you where I stand on something and then seeing what happens. And when you do that, come on, where are you? There we go. When you do that and you make a decisive decision, like I said, you don't straddle the fence, you can be wrong. And I have been wrong more than one time. Never have I ever wanted to be right more than I have in, come on, man, there we go, than in this video. And I am wrong, and I don't want to fucking be wrong at this one. Oh, man, fuck this. Okay, here we go. Remember, guys, I put a chart, a real simple chart at the bottom in the description. It's a Google Docs. You can go on there, and I'm going to update it. It's on every single one of my videos, and I'm going to update it to every time I put new tests in there, and it'll update the information. So you can go check that out whenever you want to see what the other steels have done. So, yeah. Let's start with the Para 3. The Para 3. So the Para 3 cut for its fine edge holding. It cut 135.4 feet before it would no longer shave hair. It then cut another 26.4 feet, giving its working edge a grand total of 161.8. 135 feet, which is still in the ballpark. That's an S30V territory. That's bad. That's as good as Spyderco's S30V. Or I'm sorry, as good almost. It's up there in the range within a percentage, a little bit of a percentage of Benchmade's S30V that is better. Every single Spyderco S30V that I've tested, that is better than all of those by 25 feet at least. And yeah, yeah, that's a real thing. Now, keep in mind, it's still Spyderco. All the 20CV and M390 that we've tested, it's all in the same range as this. So that's a really good result for this. Why Spyderco's S30V underperforms its S35vn is beyond me. I have no idea. Yeah, this, again, I can assume with pretty good certainty this is at 58.5, I'm sorry, 59.5 HRC, and it shows. I mean, we've kind of been seeing a correlation between where the Rockwell goes and where the fine edge holding is, and the subsequent working edge. And again, Rockwell, again, I keep saying this over and over again, Rockwell is not the see-all end-all of a heat treat. Rockwell is just the hardness of the steel. At the end, you can have a high hardness on a steel and a shitty heat treat, and it'd be brittle and crumble like ashes. That's just, again, if it's done with a well heat treat and you have a high Rockwell, you've got a better knife, in my opinion. Yeah. So then let's get to the Sebenza. I would have bet anything that this knife would have outcut this knife 100 to 1. I would have bet my right arm. I would have been walking around without an arm right now. This knife, in my everyday experience, held an edge okay. I never carried this, so I don't know. It wasn't anything special to me. But for the fact that it's 7 thousandths behind the edge, thicker than this knife, and being the same steel, and being that I hear a lot of guys say that this is heat treated pretty soft, I just, would have assumed that. And I assumed fucking wrong. The Sebenza, the 32 thousandths behind the edge Sebenza, this cut 144.9 feet before it stopped shaving hair in a 1-inch section. That is right there with the Freak. That is spot on with the Freak and spot on with the Benchmade bug out. That is right there with their S30V. Straight up. That is exactly. That is right. Between 141 and 147 feet is where that usually falls in, because I've tested them both a few times. That is right with S30V. 100%. I haven't done a working edge test with the S30V, with the Freak or the any of the Benchmades, but it then continued to cut for another 68.9 feet, giving its working edge a grand total of 213 feet. That is damn fucking good. That is, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but that's around 52,100. I think did something in this ballpark. Maybe this one, I don't know, maybe it says 58 to 60. Maybe this is around 59, 60. Maybe 60, I'd say. Let's say this is said to be between 50 and 60. It does 144 feet. That Masterin, the Nimrod that I tested last week, that's said to be at 60. That cut 144 feet. You guys see where I'm going with this? And just to give a quick, it just popped in my head. I went and looked back at it. The Buck Vantage that in 20 CV that I tested with the M390 last week, that was Rockwelled for sure by Kurt at 58.5 HRC. That cut 125.9 feet before it lost its hair shaving edge. This is at 59.5 HRC, and it cut 135.4 feet. It's about an 8% increase. So you see where we're going, guys? I'm slowly starting to build, and I'm sending a boatload of knives off to Kurt to get Rockwelled and PMI'd over the weekend. And I should have him back next week or a week or two from now, and we'll get a little more concrete proof. But you guys see we're starting to draw a definitive line between heat treat and Rockwell and where the edges go, both hair shaving and working edge. So I'm fucking wrong. Still, Spyderco, I don't understand why this knife costs $20 more than the S30V version. I mean, it does cut a lot longer than the one. Maybe that's why. I don't know. You guys care about it more? I don't know. I don't get it. And anybody out there that wants to talk shit about Chris Reeves S35, I mean, I mean, there you go. I swear to fucking God, I would thought this thing was gonna cut like 100 foot max. Like, max! I didn't think it was going to go past 100 feet. There's, you know, using it every day, it just, you know, it didn't like go dull quick, but it definitely didn't feel like it was, you know, holding it forever in a day. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, maybe this last sharpening kind of did it. I don't know. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. 144, 213 feet working edge. I mean, that's a lot in a 1-inch section. That's a lot of EDC, guys. That's a lot of cardboard on this knife you can cut. And this one, again, didn't do too bad either. It did as good or better than every single, other than the Macerin, this did as good or better than every M390 and 20CV knife that I've tested. So that's more of a knock on 20CV than it is, it's kind of both, a boast on S35vn. And God, I hated this shit. I wanted it to do so bad. Oh, like, oh, man. All right, well, there you guys go. There are the results. 144, 135 for the fine edge, 213 for the working edge, 161.8. Both some of the better numbers that I've gotten testing so far, and it's S35. Oh, fuck you. More tests to come this week and the coming days. Thank you guys. Like I said, made 2,000 subs. I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. It's like a real channel now. That's what I hear. When you hit 1,000, you've got like a real channel. I guess it's legit. So thank you guys all. Appreciate it. See you guys on the next. There we go. See you guys on the next video.